Yeah. Yeah, we can talk all about that. All right, how we doing?
Good.
Good. Good. I like that hat.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, that's good.
So, you sent out a tweet, I think, after the game
I did.
Saturday night, about how the coaches were going to come in Sunday to watch film and practice. I guess y'all were feeling pretty good, especially on the offensive side of the ball, right?
Well, I think we're all feeling pretty good. I think, what we've learned is winning's better than losing. You know what I'm saying? I think everybody enjoyed that a little bit. Yeah, I got a ghostwriter, that kind of works for me. I got some guys that it's kind of an inside joke among the staff a little bit there that we enjoy and get a chuckle out of. And that was something that we enjoyed. I don't know if anybody else enjoyed it or not. We did. Yeah, we did. We did. I thank you for that. I appreciate that. That's good.
It was good.
Yeah.
Fifth quarter liked it. Call-in show liked it.
Who did?
The fifth quarter liked it. Call-in show.
I'm glad to see they finally were in a good mood about something. I heard they hadn't been too happy. I don't know.
You guys seem to have a bit of an epiphany in terms of opening up this offense. I know you opened it up a little bit, but you really looked like people kind of want you to do last week.
Well, we didn't do anything different. That's the thing. I know you're saying they got more open. They caught the ball. You know what I'm saying? He threw the ball where he was supposed to throw it, and they caught it. And you know what I'm saying? We didn't run the ball great. We had a long run. That was good, like that. But consistently, I wish we would have run it better. But we didn't do anything different. We didn't go any faster. We didn't do anything different. We just played better. We just played better. We didn't drop the ball as much. We still had one drop. We didn't drop this ball. And the guys got open. Now, we matched up a little better. You know what I'm saying? It's a game of matchups with personnel. And that's why you see some games are high-scoring games, and then there are some games they're low-scoring games. And sometimes it's not got anything to do with the difference in the two teams, who's better and who's worse maybe, or by how much. Sometimes it's how you match up. And we matched up well with their players. And going into the game, I thought we would be able to get open. And I thought Holton would play well. I knew he would throw the ball better, and he did. And that's kind of what happened. You know what? So we made more plays. We made more yards. Obviously, we scored more points. But those plays have been there. Those plays have been there. We just haven't been making those plays. That's what we talked about at Appalachian. We should have had 38, 39 points. Now, the officials got involved in the Appalachian game a little bit. I mean, a 63-yard run they took back, a Hail Mary pass. It was still a Hail Mary pass that he caught. They took that back. We scrambled to do a touchdown. They took that one back. So, that was something we couldn't control. Actually, there were plays that were made that got taken away from us there. But that's really what it was. Somebody said, I like the way you played faster in the fourth quarter. I was like, we didn't play any faster. We just moved it more, so we had to get down there. Now, somebody told me we didn't have a third down the last two drives. So that's when you're playing well. It means you're gaining more yards. So, it's going quicker because you're gaining more yards. But we were in the same tempo that we always are. In fact, when we really, really went fast tempo 2 or 3 times, we screwed 2 of the 3 up. We got lined up wrong. We had a guy there who got lined up wrong, and that actually slowed us down. We were actually trying to play faster.
Donnie, you've been around at some other programs in the area. Can you speak to the need for an indoor practice facility for ECU?
Well, I do think it's a must. I really do think it's a must. I think if you looked at the schools in this state, we would be by far way behind. I know Appalachian's got one. I know all the ACCs, have them, and so I don't know who else. But, just today we were very fortunate. You know what I'm saying? We were ready to go indoors. And I don't know how much, you can't play football in the gym like that very well. So we would have lost a day of practice today, but we were very fortunate to get that done. Luckily, we do have the turf so that if the grass got wet, we were able to do that. But yeah, it's something that is really become a necessity. It's a huge recruiting tool. That's a whole other side of it right there. But just so that you can get your work done and you can be prepared, because you can't go out there not prepared. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't practice something, you're not going to be very good at it.
Backs against the wall, kind of going up in the fourth quarter, down double digits. How do you kind of replicate that sense of urgency? You said the lack of third downs because you guys were picking up yardage so quickly. Is that something that you can kind of replicate, or is that just the way the cookie crumbled at the time?
I think the entire game I felt that the offensive players had a lot of confidence. They were really ready to play. I could tell they were ready to play. Not that we weren't ready to play the other 2 games, but I could just tell we were more in the mode of we were going to play better. I could just tell by the way we practiced better last week. And so, I think they went out 3-0. We answered. We actually scored twice on that drive. Okay, now he did step out of bounds. It looked like, when you saw the review. But, it was almost like, wow, can we ever just get this monkey off our back? We keep scoring and keep calling it back. But we answered, okay, and then I think they went up 10-3. We went back up 14-10. So our kids were gaining confidence. They knew. They were coming off the field. Our linemen were saying, we can block them. We know where they're at. We know what they're doing. They're doing what we practiced, you know what I'm saying? The DBs were all saying, I'm open, which is, it's irritating as hell, but it's a good sign that they're all saying they're open all the time. I could tell Holton was just dying to get back out there. We did hit a little bit of a lull where we didn't score there. I think, we scored 21 points in the first quarter, or the first half. We didn't score to the end of the second quarter there. I thought Coach made a great decision. Talk about why he's big time, because we went for it on 4th down. And the only way you're right is to make it. And we made it. You know what I'm saying? So you can always be second guessed. If you don't, you should have got 3 points. You know what I'm saying? If you kick the 3 points, they're going to say, no, you should have went for the touchdown. 3's not going to win the game. You got to go for it, and you got to make it, though. And you got to make it for it. So Coach Logan said that many years ago. He left out, but you also have to make it. You got to go for it, but you have to make it to be right. And so Shane made a great play, as did Holton. That gave us really good momentum in the locker room. At halftime, the kids were jacked up, and they were just like, they couldn't wait to get back out there. We got the ball. We opened a reverse pass, okay, which was there. He just happened to slip. They need new turf. You think we need a new indoor, but they need new turf. Okay, so I'm not criticizing them because I'm not going to send them any money or anything, but they need new turf. He slips. We missed that pass. We kept driving it down there. We had the one bad drive, or the ending of the bad drive. On 3rd and 2, I ran it because you got 2 downs. He'd already told me you got 4 downs. And then I wished I had the 4th down call back. I didn't like my 4th down call. I liked my 3rd down call. I didn't like the 4th down call too much. We didn't make that. But the kids kept coming off going like, no, we know we can do it. We can do it. And Holton was getting them up on the sideline. I could see them down there. And the kids, they was keeping them rallied. And I don't know. Then like I said, we got some good things happening in the 4th quarter. We got some good drives. Some kids made some. Audie just started going crazy. Finally, he just relaxed and ran a couple of the best routes I've ever seen him go. And I said, now that's who we were thinking. Right there, he's doing that. He's getting open. He's catching the ball. You know what I'm saying? They were just doing that. Obviously the onside kick was another fabulous call. You know what I'm saying? The Coach Dallas and all those guys to figure that out. And Owen just did a great job. And so I just think the kids were just in that mode. Somebody said last week, I don't remember who, you didn't come last week, you get penalized. It wasn't you. So how do you recapture that SMU feeling?
That was me.
I swear it came back. You know what I'm saying? And I never think that way, but you had asked that. I couldn't remember who asked it. That's how old I am, right? I can't remember who asked it, but I knew somebody asked it. And I thought, damn, we have recaptured that, because that's kind of the way it felt in the first half last year, like we cannot be stopped. Even when we were stopped, we felt like that a little bit. So now, how do we keep that going? You just got to go out there and play. You got to keep just playing. You got to keep trying to be aggressive, and they just got to keep making those plays. So.
You alluded to Shane earlier, and I talked to Mike about this earlier. The use of the tight end seems to open up a lot of stuff. And
well, Shane played great, and we always know Shane can. Well, it's a game of matchups. So early in the game, we ran the same plays that Shane ended up catching the ball on. And he wasn't in, though, because there's a rotation, especially early in the game. You're just trying to burn them out because they can't play 80 plays. We ended up playing 90-some, so it was a good thing we were subbing early. And the one guy just did not run the route right. And at halftime, we're back in there drawing it up, saying, if you'll just release outside, you're so much bigger than the guy covering you, he's going to throw you a back shoulder throw, and you're going to. And so Shane makes like 2 or 3. It's the same play. He was just doing it right. Holton was just making a great throw, and he was catching the ball. Well, because he does that, now Holton starts looking for him. I mean, you can say you're making the reads, but all of a sudden that guy looks more open because you believe in him. You know what I'm saying? He's the same amount of 1 yard open maybe that he was before, and you're saying he's not open. But now once you say that guy's going to catch that ball, you start throwing, and you throw it with more confidence, I think. And Shane had a huge day. There was a throw in there where really the safety broke on it, and he still threw it to Shane, and that's why I was like, okay, now you can't throw it to Shane every time. You know what I'm saying? Because he wasn't really open. The guy tipped it. Shane caught it. And I thought, well, shit, what I know. Should throw it in. Maybe should throw it.
There was a moment there when you were down 17. Holton said he came to the sideline and he got pissed off. Did you speak to him in that moment? Is there a conversation?
I was probably pissed before he was pissed, I guess. So I might have said a few things to him. That's a side of Holton, because he's such a great teammate. He's such a good person that he does struggle with, in that at times he has to be more like a coach, and he's got to say, get your head out of your whatever and let's get going here, you know what I'm saying? And he doesn't like to do that. He likes to take the blame himself and say, well, I could have done this. I could have thrown here. I could have put it a little more behind you. And there's a time where you got to say, no, you got to run quicker. You got to put your foot in the ground. You got to run a better route. You got to go get open. You're under one-on-one coverage. And I think he finally kind of got them together and said, this is, one of those situations, a couple people. And I don't know I don't know what individual, but I know a couple of them really started playing.
The running backs thus far, you guys have pretty much evenly distributed with Rajay and Keaton. Are you happy with that? And also, do you want to get other backs involved at any point?
Well, it's hard to take one of those two out. You know what I'm saying? We've been fortunate that they've hung in there. Yeah, I really do. I wish we could get guys in there more. I wish we could play a lot more guys, because anybody that practices hard and does what they're supposed to do deserves to get to go play. But it's a win game. You know what I'm saying? It's a win game. So you've got to go win. You got to make that decision. How do you take those guys out? I like that we're getting them the ball somewhat evenly, whatever. I really wish we were getting it to them more. You know what I'm saying? I really wish they were getting more, because they make good plays when they get it. You know what I'm saying? I wish we were getting it to them a little bit more. Pop's getting closer. Pop's had a really good week of practice. Not always. There's not a guarantee. But that usually means something good's getting ready to happen.
So you mentioned guys appearing more open when they've had a few catches. Do you think we'll see more of Holton spread the ball around to guys like Audie and Shane with the week they had last week?
I think so. I mean, that practice has gone that way too. We have a lot of different guys, as long as everybody's healthy, that deserve touches. So we can spread the ball around. In the end, that makes you harder to defend. You know what I'm saying? But Desai, CJ. Now we really tried to get it to CJ a little more than we were successful at, for a couple of different reasons. I'm saying, I think CJ had 3 catches. He had another interference. There was another one they interfered, they didn't call. He did drop one, in there. We missed the throw, like say Snead overthrew him a little bit because his foot slipped. But there's just, you don't have but one ball. It's hard to get everybody, So it kind of sometimes comes down to what the defense chooses. Who do they decide to give you the matchup on? And they were giving us the matchup inside. Snead took advantage of that early. On the first drive, Snead was the guy catching the ball. Okay, it was an inside receiver game right now. That was the best matchup. They were the way they were playing, the play we're calling, it says you should throw it to this guy. And he was throwing it to Snead. It could have been to the other tight end. They weren't getting it done at that point. Then in the second half, Shane started getting it done.
Coach, how do you approach a team like this week, that this is kind of like a Super Bowl week for them? Bringing the house on weird occasions or whatever, doing different things than maybe normally you would see.
Well, with all due respect to Coach, who I know did make that comment, I have been here when somebody up the road talked about it was our Super Bowl, and I don't know that we took too kindly to that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to fan that fire or whatever. I have a lot of respect for anybody that can play college football. I'm just telling you, everybody can't do it. And so they got guys, somebody thought they were good enough. They must have been good in high school. They've got good players. So I don't spend too much time worrying about that. It's about how they line up, what's their schemes, what's their blitzes and stuff like that. Anybody's capable of playing good. Yeah, they'll let it go. Why would they not? They'll bring everything they got. But they're a really well-coached team. And they're not just a crazy, all type thing. They're not building their program based on this one game. I know that. They're coming to play. They're going to play hard. Got a local kid right down the road there. Starts at defensive line. We're going to sign his. I don't guess I can't say that, can I? We're recruiting his younger brother. You know what I'm saying too. I know that him coming back 25 miles. From his hometown. I know he's going to be playing hard. Somebody better be ready to take him on like that. But it's just another Saturday where we got to look ahead and go play,